Welcome back. In the Haggadah Shel Pesach, we're told about 4 different sons. The Chacham, the righteous son, the Rosha, the wicked son, the Tom, the simple son, and the She'ena Yodea Lisha, the son that doesn't know how to ask questions. In this week's Sedra, 3 of those 4 sons appear. The Rosha appears, followed by the She'ena Yodea Lisha, the son that doesn't know how to ask questions, followed by the Tom, the simple son. By the She'ena Yodea Lisha, since he doesn't know how to ask, the Torah says, V'higadat olavimcha, the father has to initiate. V'higadat olavimcha, you shall tell your son, Bayom Ahu, on that day, Leimor, saying, referring to the night of Pesach, a father should tell his son, Ba'avu zeh osa Hashem li b'tzeisi mimitzrayim. Hashem did all of these tremendous nisim when he took us out of Egypt. Interestingly, if one examines the Torah when it speaks about the Chacham, the Rosha, and the Tom, the Torah uses the terminology V'omarta, you shall say to your child. Why the sudden change in terminology by the She'ena Yodea Lisha, V'higadata, you shall tell your child? The Gemara in Shabbos, on the Pasuk Vayaged Moshe told, the Gemara says the word Vayaged can have 2 interpretations. Number 1, it can be associated with the word Agoda. Agoda is referring to lighter stories and lighter elements of Torah. The word Agoda means, a person can draw someone near with words of Agoda. Secondly, the Gemara says the word Vayaged can mean exactly the opposite. Kosher kagidin. Gidin is a vegetable which is very, very strong. On the one hand, Vayaged refers to lighter things. On the other hand, Vayaged refers to stronger terminology. I was thinking by the She'ena Yodea Lisha, one needs both. He doesn't know how to ask. We have to initiate. Number 1, we have to speak to him in a very nice, light way, drawing his heart closer. But number 2, by all the other sons, we can just tell them the facts as they are. We can take on that if they understand or don't understand, they'll question us. By the She'ena Yodea Lisha, after we've drawn him close with words of Agoda, we have to have a certain bluntness. We have to tell him exactly what has to be done. We can't rely on the fact that he's going to ask us when he doesn't understand. This applies to everyone. It applies to bringing up a child, it applies to a teacher-pupil relationship, and it applies to teaching anyone anything. Everyone has an element of She'ena Yodea Lisha inside them. Everyone has an element of not being able to ask, either because they're shy or for whatever reason. We have to A, draw them close with words of Agoda, but B, sometimes we need a little bit of bluntness and to tell them exactly the way things should be. Have a good Shabbos.